Hey guys, Techie Prepper here, and today I'm clarifying butter. As a backpacker, I use this out on the trail. Use it for making pancakes, buttering up bannock, which is like camp bread. And the advantage to it is you just take regular butter and clarify it, and then you can store it, as long as you store it in an airtight container, without refrigeration for up to a month. So in a grid down situation where your refrigerator is not going to work anymore, I would suggest doing this to the butter that you have in your fridge, just to give you a little more time before you have to get into your preps. So what we're doing here is we're just going to melt this all down. This was frozen butter straight out of the freezer. You want to put that into a cooler pan. I put this into a hot pan so you can see some of the brown there. Those are the milk solids that you're trying to get rid of. And we'll show you that later as we're straining them. But anyway, so I'm making this clarified butter, or ghee, that's spelled G-H-E-E, in order to take on some backpacking trips. And although you can store it without refrigeration for a month, what I'm going to do is go ahead and put this into baggies, throw it in the freezer, and that way it'll store until I'm ready to take it on my trip, and at that point I'll start my month from there. But I'm not going to be on the trail for a month, so obviously it'll be okay. Okay guys, it's just about to boil, so all the pieces have melted. I'll let it go ahead and do that, so you'll see it come up to a boil. And you'll see that foam develop. I have the stove about medium, a hair over medium. We don't want to do this really hard boil, you know, like on high. It's good for this to kind of come up to temperature slowly. Obviously, hot flying butter can be dangerous. If you have a gas stove, you know, I would take precautions when doing this. So you can see the foam forming there, and we're going to see that go away. So as you can see now, the first foam has kind of receded back in. And we're just waiting for it to foam up a second time. And once it foams up the second time, we're ready to strain it. So I'm going to move my strainer over here. And what I've got here is simply a mesh screen over a glass bowl. And I've got a little cheesecloth in here that's going to help me get a lot of those milk solids out. The part that spoils, the part of butter that spoils. It'll collect down in the bottom, and I'll let it cool down a bit, and then we'll put it into bags. As you can see, we're starting to pick up that second foam, and I'm not sure if it's clear in the video or not, but the foam kind of has that brownish color to it, and those are the milk solids that we're trying to get out of the butter. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm going to pour it off before it does get too brown. So here we go. I'm going to turn off the power, and hopefully you'll be able to see this pretty well as I pour. Okay, so down in the bottom of the pan we have a lot of that brown stuff that we're trying to get out. Then we have a bunch more of it here in the strainer. And below that we just have our clear butter, our clarified butter. Okay, there we go. There is our clear butter, or ghee. Clarified butter is another name for it. And I'm going to let this cool down a little bit, just so it doesn't melt the Ziploc bag. Then I'm going to throw it in Ziploc bags. I'll probably put it into 3 different ones. That'll give me 3 to separate out for different trips. And before I leave for the trip, I'll end up putting it into a little plastic container so it's nice and easy to get out and spread. Okay guys, here's the final product. Just have a nice little bag of clarified butter. I wasn't super particular about how much I got in each one. It's just about, a 1/3 each. There's a bigger one in here, and I'll use that for a bigger trip. Okay guys, I cooked up some camp bread. It's called bannock. Basically it's just some flour, baking soda, sugar, powdered milk, and I figured I'd show you guys how the clarified butter, or ghee, works. So this is fairly cool now. I put it in the refrigerator just to speed it up a little bit, but you just pop it out of the container that you carry it in, or if you just had it on your shelf, open up a container, open up a Ziploc, whatever you want, spread it on there, and it really does taste great. Again, you don't have to keep it in the refrigerator. The only reason I threw it in there was just to make it solid again, so that I could spread it onto my my camp bread here. I'm going to have a separate video on how I make the camp bread, and I'll be putting that together for you shortly. So anyway, until then, try out your ghee.